Hey YouTube, this is on the Purple One and welcome to Boots on the Ground. I hope the sound is okay. We had the hurricane over top of us. It's no longer a hurricane, it's just a very bad rainstorm. And that's what you're probably going to be hearing because it's pounding us. We've probably got about 2.5 inches of rain so far. So let's get right into it on Boots on the Ground. Small business of the day is Clines Craft Woodworking. We are a small family-owned business located in central Kentucky. He has a beautiful wife and a few children, and he does all kinds of, he builds furniture, blankets, chests, dining tables, coffee tables, etc. But not able to ship those. But you could pick them up, or they have some other products, woodworking products, and I will leave the website for you and his Facebook page so you can check them out and see if you can support one of us that owns a small woodworking shop. First off, let's get going. FedEx, I guess, had a meeting, and apparently it was a meeting in Pennsylvania, and this is in regards with their freight division. And it looks like they'll be asking for volunteers to take a 3-month furlough. If they don't get enough people, I think this would be truckers. I guess they'll start layoffs via seniority. So hopefully this does not affect anyone that you know, but I'm getting a lot of truckers are saying the loads are not there, or if the loads are there, they do not pay enough to pick them up. Some guys have said certain loads are so bad, if you did pick it up and you drove them, you would probably lose money. This is from a county sheriff's office, and this is out in Northern California. Has a population around 66,000 and covers 3,000 square miles. And they had to not lay off, but they had to cut back. And they will not be running patrols during the daytime. No daytime patrols anywhere in the county. And this is because of a catastrophic staffing shortage through the agencies. So if you live in this area, and this area seems to be a high crime rate, it said the county has a significant higher crime rate than the state and the national average. Its most populous city, Red Bluff, has a violent crime rate of nearly 9.79 per 1,000 residents, making it less safe than 97% of the cities in the country, according to the Neighborhood Scout. So if you're in that area, you are on your own during the daytime. They'll have night patrols, so they'll be relying, I believe, on the highway patrol to answer any emergency calls during the day, and that's going to take a long time for them to get to you. My cousin works as a driver transporting fuel and heating oil on, I'll just say, in New York and the tri-state area. He sent me this text while at his truck depot this afternoon, and that would have been yesterday afternoon, hot off the press. He said, "Get home heating oil now if you need it. I cannot load diesel fuel as it ran out today at 18:30, and they don't anticipate us getting diesel until Saturday. As a result, no heating oil will be loaded until further notice. So what's out there is what's available. We are being told that once it is available, we will be limited to a certain number of gallons per day." And this is diesel fuel. And then they sent me an update. I have an update. What about the people who have oil contracts, fixed prices for the season? He basically told us they're trying to work with these customers, but it's not looking like the contracts can be honored in the near future if they cannot get deliveries out of, as their trucks have no diesel. So basically what they're having a problem with is getting diesel for their trucks to make the deliveries to people that need home heating oil. More and more reports are coming in about the diesel shortage. It's not getting better. It is dramatically getting worse. I'm getting more pictures of fuel stations, ones that me and you can go to with your diesel truck, with bags on the pumps and no diesel. This person went to Walmart, and I overheard a manager telling a group of workers, soon we won't be changing tags, and people will use their phones for their prices since the prices are changing so quickly. This was in California, so I would love to verify that, but it makes sense. It would save the store a lot of time, and you basically use your phone and scan it and see what the price is. I'm a truck driver for a smaller company in Ohio. Our fleet is about 20 trucks. I'm a local home daily driver, and I'm starting to get half-day worth of work. Today I was done before noon. Dispatch said he had 7 guys sitting around with nothing to do. This is pretty scary because our dispatch is very aggressive about getting freight and keeping us busy most of the time. On my morning run, I went by a truck stop and it was packed with trucks sitting. My wife went to Costco on her day off and noticed that dog food is much cheaper at the store than it is online. So people might want to double check prices in the store before ordering it online. We live an hour away from a Costco, so we don't make trips on a regular basis. Also, the amount of runs our EMS is making is unreal. I live a half a mile from our hospital on our main street in town, and we had 2 life flights that I know of last week. These jabs are really kicking in, I believe. I was on the freeway today heading home, and basically, bottom line is there was a major car accident, and they had no police responding. And so basically he wants you to know that you are on your own. Even an accident, you're sitting out there waiting. Make sure you have stuff in your vehicle to address, be it first aid, be it a warm blanket, be it anything you're going to need to wait until help arrives. This one is from North Carolina, and the food line there in their area has turkeys for 29 cents per pound if you spend $35 on groceries. So that is an excellent, excellent deal. The Biden administration, for the first time, will be sending Ukraine 4 Avenger air defense systems, and this is part of a $400 million weapon package the Pentagon just announced. So a lot more of lethal aid will be going to Ukraine, and that means a lot of this stuff is coming out of our inventory. So if we need it, it's not going to be there. The package will include missiles for Hawk air defense, Stinger missiles, grenade launchers, all kinds of things that our infantry definitely needs. This marks the first time that the U.S. will send Ukraine the vehicle-mounted Avenger, and this is that surface-to-air missile system to provide short-range air defense for ground troops. I want to let you know what we're seeing in Albuquerque. My husband works for a large church and is in charge of the fleet maintenance. This morning, one of the shuttles went to get fueled up for a school function. No diesel at the gas station, and the attendant did not know when they will get more in. We had to go to another location to get diesel. They tip his people get topped off. Yes. I'm a widowed mom of 1 daughter who is 18 years old. We live in the Washington area, tri-state area. We moved here from California in the summer of 2021. Since this time, we have noticed such aggressive driving. So many vehicles have dents. It's like bumper cars here. It reminds me of some countries I visited before. People are stressed, angry, and are generally becoming more aggressive. We even had a couple of gunmen in Walmart shooting people. This has happened 2 different times. Doctor appointments for specialists can be 1-year wait. Crime is up. Theft or scams are up. Especially people knocking on your door asking questions like, hey, I'm looking for my bike. Basically, they want to take a peek in your house to see if they need to come back and rob you. I'm a part-time nanny for a couple who are 2 doctors at a local hospital. They tell me they have shortages on pain medicine at times, only be able to ration it out. Mental health issues are flooding the ER. Combine all these issues, and it's not a good scenario for positive outcomes. Thankfully, I've made friends with fellow preppers and established friendships with like-minded for support. We want to be positive, and the holidays can be a very lonely time for people, so maybe a plate of food to a neighbor and a smile can go a long ways. My sister had some minor work completed on her car. Months later, she had to jump-start the battery and discovered that her more expensive battery had been swapped out with a much cheaper one. This is from Southern Nevada. I've been going to the same Goodwill store for the past year. I enjoy going once a month, sometimes twice a month. When I first started going a year ago, the store usually only had about 10 customers or less, and no waiting in line to check out. The past 2 times I've gone, the store has been packed with customers, with 6 to 8 people waiting in line to check out. People are buying household goods and clothing. I then went to my local Smith's, which is a Kroger. Many open shelves throughout the store. Frozen food section also had many open shelves. Several aisles were blocked off with large pallets of boxes. There was a lot of merchandise pulled to the front of the shelves to make it look like things were stocked. Gas prices went up 6 to 20 cents since Monday. Diesel is close to $5 a gallon, but it is available. This person lives in Arizona and they drive for a huge trucking company. Just received the message and they sent me a copy of it. Looks like the shortages is now headed west. It was just warning you, if you're in the area of the Arizona, going into California or coming out, make sure you have fuel at all times because there's a lot of stations that are out. Yesterday we got the inflation numbers and consumer prices rose at a slower rate in October. The annual rate fell to 7.7%, that'd be annually in October, from 8.2% in September. And this was good news because they were expecting it to fall, I think, to 7.9%. So the stock market and the other financial indexes went sky high because of this good news. Today, I went to Aldi's in Gastonia, North Carolina for my weekly shopping. As I was entering the store, I was met by someone exiting the store through the entrance door. He had a buggy full of food and noticed there was a lot of meat in the cart. As I turned around and walked to the exit and looked out into the parking lot, the person had quickly disappeared. I told the manager and she said the entrance doors were not supposed to open for someone trying to exit from the inside. I guess people are getting desperate along with low morals. Yes, a lot of people are loading shopping carts up or just taking stuff right out the door. And a lot of stores' policy is they don't confront. They just call the police. And a lot of stores don't even do that. And they have, the criminals have found out about these stores and they're hitting them, and resulting in a lot of stores closing down in these high crime rates. We want to share today's experience at the pumps. Honestly, this was a serious flashback to the 70s. We waited in line with 7 vehicles ahead of us for gas. When you start seeing that, it's either because the gas station has really cheap gas and everyone's going there. Hopefully, it's not because the area does not have enough fuel. They said diesel, they saw prices for diesel at $6.09. They also, while they were out, wanted to get a pound of yeast that is in the vacuum packed, and we stopped at 5 stores and 0 1-pound size yeast packages. I live in central Pennsylvania and went to make a withdrawal from the bank's ATM, and there was no option to withdraw. The ATM allowed deposits and balance inquiries, but no withdrawal of cash. I pulled through the drive-in since there's going to be a bank holiday today, which is Veterans Day. The teller was polite and said there was an issue with their ATM, but there was no sign posted. Could you imagine pulling up on Veterans Day and the bank is closed and there's no opportunity to get cash? Very worrisome. Also, earlier in the week, their online banking system indicated my line of credit was 0, as in nothing available. I thought the bank closed my credit line without notice. I called the customer service line and they indicated there was a glitch in the online banking. Food for thought to keep cash out of the bank and a watchful eye on your accounts as well. This is from a medical person. And they say, we just got an email about symptoms to watch for in people that are withdrawing from their stimulants, ADD and ADHD meds. And this is because of shortages. I haven't read the entire email yet, but I will, and I'll give you some details. I've already, I had a friend die unexpectedly, and it was very soon after I got one of these little things. I can't confirm it was related, but I was wondering. They also said eggs are between $4 and $5 per an 18 count in their area. And positive notes is turkeys, 49 cents to $2.19 per pound, so shop around. They also said they got a raise last month, but it's not going to help that much just because everything else is going up, but it will keep their head above water a little bit. Hey Dave, I was in Walmart today and one of the workers told me to buy eggs if I need them, because the guy that brings in the eggs said that they're going to be a shortage and they're all out. So if you're going to eat eggs for the holiday Thanksgiving time, make sure you get them early because a lot of people will be buying them. This is someone sent to me. Home builders struggling to find buyers as cancellations by the developers rise. Bottom line, mortgage application has running down close to 40% year over year. This is because people cannot afford the high interest rates. So a lot of people that were planning on purchasing and had commitments to these developers for building houses are backing out at a record pace. Last night, I was talking to a friend who ran out of her medicine that she uses to take for her rapid heartbeat. None of the local pharmacies in her northern Arizona town were able to fill a prescription. She's taking her empty prescription bottle with her to Mexico today. She says that she can see a doctor there and get a new prescription, and then she can fill it at the Mexican pharmacy. I want to remind folks who live in the border states that this may be an option for obtaining important medication. There's a good chance that you know someone who goes to Mexico regularly to take advantage of the low prices on medication down there. Ask them for help. We tend to be reluctant to ask for help when most people are really happy to be helpful. This person lives in Kentucky, not far, I'll just say in Kentucky. In multiple areas, there's what's called Priceless Food Stores, which is owned by Kroger, and they have awesome deals. Corn, peas, green beans, 25 cents a can. They do have a limit, but they weren't enforcing that limit. The sale's on till Tuesday, so look for great deals and stock up. This is lettuce production in the U.S. As you probably know, lettuce has gone sky high. And basically it is because there's a virus that has infected them and is just killing the plant. So there's no lettuce, and if you find lettuce, it's very, very expensive. They're seeing lettuces sell for $4 to $5 on both coasts for a head of lettuce. A restaurant owner in Yuma said his last shipment of lettuce cost him just over $73 per box. So yes, you don't be surprised if you go to a restaurant and they do not have lettuce. I live in St. Louis, and my local Aldi's had been selling butter for $3.87 a pound. I just bought some today because they had it slashed to $2.49. So look for those sales. Take advantage of them. This person said, could you let viewers know that extra virgin olive oil works as lamp oil? It may be easier to access and have multiple uses. It definitely can use, but it's a little bit more costly. But in an emergency, extra virgin olive oil. We have gone to Panda Express a lot over the past few months. Wife is pregnant and she has her cravings. So I usually get string bean chicken as one of my entrees. But we haven't been able to get string beans for over a month. So they changed it to chicken and broccoli. It seems odd that they can't even get string beans. Last night, the shortwave radio WTWW in Lebanon, Tennessee abruptly announced that they will discontinue all their broadcasting. The station manager announced almost in the verge of tears because electricity has become so expensive. It would cost $15,000 a month just to run the 100,000 watt transmitter. They do a lot of Christian programming and specialized programming for ham radio operators. They do oldie music. So it is very sad that they'll not be doing that, but they do, I guess, have webcasting, so they'll be still on the air through the internet. But it's sort of sad that this station with 100,000 watts will be not broadcasting. My husband and I, they did a trip, and they were very positive. They saw a lot of truckers on the interstate, and this was between Oklahoma and Missouri. So that is some good, very good news. I work for a glazing contractor. Lead time is always part of the game. This year has been really a roll of the dice on scheduling projects. As an example, we had a project that had custom trim to be installed. After waiting 10 weeks for the trim, the attachment clips have been back ordered for another 8 weeks. The additional time of sending guys out to complete the partial jobs due to the lack of material takes away from our labor budget. At any rate, all we can do is appreciate the fact that we have work, have food on the table, and a roof over our head. It could be worse. So appreciative and thankful for what I have, and just stressing to people, be very thankful. It's Veterans Day today, and I'm very thankful for all those that have gone before me, all those that are doing it now, and all those in the future that will take the ultimate pledge and put your life on the line and say, I will defend our country. So I appreciate all those. I hope you have a great Veterans Day. Stay positive. Thanks for watching.